What if I told you that the very thing that makes you human, the thing that gives you dreams, choices, and awareness, is also the source of your deepest pain? The awareness you carry is not a gift that comes without cost. Every time you look in the mirror, not just at your reflection, but at your inner self, you are confronted with questions that shake the foundations of your comfort. Who am I really? What am I running from? What truths have I been avoiding? Most people spend a lifetime avoiding these questions, filling the spaces with noise, distraction, and shallow pursuits. But those who dare to look inward, those brave enough to confront the raw, unfiltered truth of themselves, quickly learn that awareness is not light, it is fire. Awareness hurts because it strips away illusions. It reveals the parts of yourself you don't want to see, the failures you've ignored, the patterns you repeat, the fears you bury deep inside. It shows you that your happiness has often been borrowed from distractions, from avoidance, from pretending that everything is fine when it isn't. And that pain, that gnawing discomfort, is the price of awakening. It is the cost of knowing that life is not a story someone else writes for you. It is yours to shape, but only if you are willing to feel every ounce of truth. Think of the moments when you've been alone with your thoughts, late at night, heart racing, and suddenly you realize how much of your life has been automatic. The routines, the choices made because that's what everyone does. The endless cycle of doing what feels safe instead of what feels alive. That realization can be terrifying. It can make you feel small, powerless, and even betrayed by yourself. But here is the paradox. That exact pain is what makes you powerful. The moment you feel the weight of your own consciousness, the moment you understand that you are accountable for your thoughts, your actions, your life, it is in that moment that the seeds of transformation are planted. You see, the human mind is a battlefield, and awareness is both the sword and the shield. To be conscious is to see the illusions others are comfortable living under. It is to face the shadows they deny. It is to feel the subtle pull of fear, regret, and doubt, and still stand upright and say, I will not let this define me. Every step toward awareness is a confrontation with the parts of yourself you've hidden from even yourself. And yes, it hurts. Yes, it challenges you. Yes, it makes you question everything you thought you knew. But in that pain, in that confrontation, lies the power to redefine yourself entirely. Imagine living your life without that awareness. You could sleep peacefully, unaware of your own potential, oblivious to the ways you settle for less than you deserve. But peace without awareness is a false peace, a cage disguised as comfort. True awakening comes with discomfort. True awakening comes when you are willing to be honest with yourself, when you are willing to stare into the void of your own fears, your own limitations, your own contradictions, and refuse to blink. That refusal, that stubborn, relentless determination to face yourself, is what separates those who live fully from those who merely exist. And so I ask you now, are you willing to pay the price? Are you ready to embrace the discomfort, the fire, the raw truth of your own consciousness? Because it is in this fire that you will find clarity. It is in this pain that you will discover resilience. It is in this confrontation that you will uncover the freedom that comes not from escaping reality, but from embracing it fully. Awareness hurts, yes, but it is the hurt that awakens you, that shakes you awake, that transforms the ordinary into something extraordinary. The moment you accept that your consciousness comes at a cost, you stop fearing it. You stop running from the questions. You stop hiding behind distractions. You begin to see life as it truly is, not as a safe, predictable path, but as a canvas, waiting for you to step forward and create with courage, honesty, and relentless determination. And in that moment, The pain no longer defeats you. It becomes the spark that ignites everything you were meant to be. There is a part of you that you do not see, a part of you that whispers, that hesitates, that trembles in the dark corners of your mind. Jung called it the shadow, the hidden self, the collection of thoughts, fears, desires, and impulses you deny, ignore, or reject. And yet, the shadow is not your enemy. It is the missing piece of your wholeness, a part of you that demands recognition if you ever hope to step fully into your power. Most people spend their lives running from it, dressing it up, projecting it onto others, or hiding behind endless distractions. But the truth is unavoidable. Until you confront your shadow, it controls you. Imagine the moments when you snap at someone for no reason, when jealousy rises uninvited, when anger flares uncontrollably, or when self-doubt freezes your courage. Those moments are not random. They are your shadow speaking, demanding to be seen, demanding to be acknowledged. It thrives in secrecy, feeding on denial, growing stronger every time you push it away. And here lies the first shocking truth. The pain, the confusion, the inner conflict you feel is not weakness. It is the universe's way of forcing you to awaken. The shadow is heavy, yes, but it is also precious. Within it lies the truth about yourself, the raw, unfiltered, unedited reality of who you are, who you've been, and who you are capable of becoming. To confront your shadow is to shine a light into your own darkness. And in that light, you will see everything you've hidden, the regrets, the unspoken anger, the insecurities, the fears that have been quietly shaping your choices for years. It is uncomfortable, terrifying even, because to truly see yourself is to strip away every mask, every illusion, every comforting lie you've told yourself to feel safe. But here is the paradox. That discomfort, that terror, is exactly what gives you strength. Most people avoid the shadow because it is painful. But pain is the currency of growth. Every time you face what you have been avoiding, you reclaim a piece of yourself. Every time you acknowledge a fear, you shrink its power over you. Every time you embrace a truth about yourself, no matter how ugly or uncomfortable, you step closer to freedom. True courage is not the absence of fear. It is the willingness to stand in the fire of your own mind and say, I will no longer run. I will no longer deny. I will face myself fully, even when it hurts. Think about the patterns in your life, the mistakes that repeat, the relationships that fail, the opportunities you let slip away. Those patterns are not coincidences. They are messages from your shadow, trying to wake you, trying to push you into consciousness. And yet, how many of us turn away? How many of us settle for convenience, for avoidance, for the illusion that if we pretend everything is fine, the pain will disappear? It doesn't disappear. It grows, until one day the fire becomes impossible to ignore, and you are forced to confront the very things you've been running from. Facing your shadow is not easy, and it is not quick. It is a lifelong process, a relentless journey into the depths of your own psyche. But here is the reward: integration. When you acknowledge your shadow, when you bring light into the dark corners of your mind, you gain mastery over yourself. You stop being controlled by impulses, fears, and insecurities that once dictated your life. You stop repeating the same mistakes, and you begin to act with intention, clarity, and power. The shadow once feared becomes your ally, a source of strength, a mirror that reflects not your weakness, but your potential. So ask yourself this: are you willing to look? Are you willing to stop hiding behind excuses, distractions, and comfort? Are you ready to meet the parts of yourself you've feared for too long? Because only by confronting your shadow can you step into your wholeness. Only by facing the truth about yourself can you live a life of courage, authenticity, and unstoppable momentum. The path is not easy. It will end you. It will break you. It will force you to confront every lie you've ever told yourself. But the path is worth it, because at the end of it lies the greatest prize of all, the freedom to be fully, unapologetically, powerfully yourself. And here is the final truth for this moment. The shadow is not your enemy. It is the key. The more fearlessly you face it, the stronger, braver, and more alive you become. Pain is temporary. Truth is eternal. And once you have the courage to step into the darkness of your own mind, there is no limit to the light you can bring into the world and into yourself. To be conscious is to carry a weight few are willing to bear. Awareness is not a gentle gift. It is a relentless demand. It asks you to see clearly, to feel deeply, and to act deliberately. Every moment of life presents choices, and once you are awake, you cannot pretend that your choices are meaningless. You cannot hide behind excuses or blame the world for your situation. Consciousness is accountability in its purest form, and accountability is heavy, but it is also the most potent form of freedom you will ever know. Think about it. Unconscious living is easy. It lulls you into comfort, into repetition, into predictable patterns that require little effort or thought. You drift through life, reacting instead of choosing, allowing fear, habit, and the expectations of others to dictate your path. There is no pain in this state, but there is also no power. You may feel safe, but you are not alive. The moment you become conscious, the game changes. Suddenly, every decision matters. Every choice carries weight. Every action is a reflection of who you truly are or who you fear you might be. And that realization can be terrifying. Conscious choice is the arena in which your courage is tested. Every time you choose integrity over convenience, love over resentment, growth over comfort, you pay a price. You feel discomfort, you feel resistance, you feel the pull of your old habits screaming to take over. That tension is not a flaw. It is the signal of transformation. It is the mark of awakening. The more you embrace the burden of choice, the more you grow. The more you feel the weight of your own awareness, the stronger you become. Imagine standing at a crossroads in life. One path is easy, familiar, and safe. The other path is uncertain, demanding, and fraught with challenge. But it is also true to who you are meant to be. The unconscious mind wants you to take the easy path. It whispers lies of comfort, of not now, of you'll fail. The conscious mind, the awakened, aware, courageous mind, forces you to ask the harder question. Which path honors my potential? Which path builds me into the person I am capable of becoming? And the answer is rarely easy, but it is always worth it. Every conscious choice is a declaration of power. It is a refusal to be a passive participant in your own life. It is the recognition that your destiny is not handed to you. It is forged in the fire of your decisions. And yes, the responsibility is enormous. There will be mistakes. There will be doubt. There will be moments when the burden of knowing yourself, of knowing the stakes, feels almost unbearable. But these moments are proof that you are alive. They are proof that you are awake. And they are proof that you are on the path to mastery. The beauty of conscious living is that every choice is a chance to create, to transform, to rise. Awareness allows you to act with intention rather than reaction. It allows you to see patterns, to break cycles, to design the life you desire instead of drifting through the life you inherit. But this freedom does not come free. It comes with vigilance. It comes with courage. It comes with the willingness to face every uncomfortable truth, every fear, every consequence, and still move forward. Consider this: the people who achieve greatness, who build lives of meaning, who inspire others, they are not exempt from struggle. They are not shielded from fear. What sets them apart is their willingness to carry the weight of conscious choice, to stand in the discomfort, to act decisively even when the outcome is uncertain. They dare stand that responsibility is not punishment. It is empowerment. Every choice they make, every action they take, compounds into a life that is rich, authentic, and unstoppable. So here is the challenge for you. Will you continue drifting through life, pretending that your choices are irrelevant? Or will you step into the fire of awareness, embrace the weight of responsibility, and claim the freedom that comes with deliberate action? The road of consciousness is not easy, but it is the only road to greatness. Every decision you make, every moment you choose clarity over avoidance, courage over comfort, authenticity over illusion. You are shaping not just your life, but the very essence of who you are. Remember this: freedom is heavy and awareness is responsibility. But in that weight, in that responsibility, lies your power, your strength, and your destiny. The moment you stop running from the truth of your choices, you stop being a passive observer of your own life. You step into the arena as the architect of your reality, the master of your actions, and the hero of your story. The price of conscious choice is high, but the reward is limitless. Pain is not a sign that you are broken. Pain is not a signal to quit. Pain is not punishment. Pain is the raw material of transformation. Every time life presses down on you, every time you stumble, every time the weight of awareness feels unbearable, understand this: the discomfort you feel is the forge in which your spirit is strengthened, your mind is sharpened, and your soul is awakened. The very awareness that hurts is the same awareness that elevates you, that pushes you toward the person you were always meant to become. Consider for a moment the most extraordinary people in history, the innovators, the leaders, the visionaries. None of them avoided discomfort. None of them ran from the shadow, the fear, the uncertainty that comes with awareness. They embraced it. They stepped into it. They allowed themselves to feel the full weight of truth, no matter how agonizing it was. And in doing so, they transformed pain into power, struggle into strategy, fear into fuel. Every hardship became a lesson. Every failure became a stepping stone. Every challenge became an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, braver. The journey through pain is not linear. There are setbacks. There are moments when the fire seems too hot, when the darkness seems too deep, when the weight of your own awareness threatens to crush you. These are not signs of weakness. They are signs of awakening. They are proof that you are no longer content with comfort, with mediocrity, with illusion. They are proof that you are alive, that you are conscious, that you are willing to face the truth of yourself head-on. And it is in those exact moments, when your resolve is tested, that transformation occurs. Pain demands honesty. It strips away the illusions, the pretenses, the half-truths you tell yourself to feel safe. It forces you to confront who you really are, not who you wish you were, not who the world wants you to be, but who you truly are. And when you meet yourself in this raw, unfiltered state, you discover something remarkable. Within every wound, there is a seed of strength. Within every failure, there is a lesson waiting to be learned. Within every fear, there is an invitation to step forward, to rise, to become more than you ever imagined. Transformation through pain is not passive. It is active, deliberate, and relentless. It requires courage to look at the scars, the regrets, the mistakes, and say, I will not let this define me. I will not let this hold me back. I will rise. It requires discipline to face the uncomfortable truths, to act despite fear, to choose growth over comfort. And it requires faith, faith in yourself, faith in the process, faith that every moment of struggle is molding you into someone greater. Because here is the unshakable truth. The fire that hurts you now is the fire that shapes you for the life you deserve. Think about it. Every lesson, every challenge, every heartbreak, every failure you have endured has prepared you for this moment. The pain you carry is not random. It is purposeful. It is teaching you. It is guiding you. It is forging the clarity, the resilience, the courage that you will need to navigate the challenges ahead. And the more you embrace it, the more you lean into it, the more you allow yourself to feel it fully without resistance, the faster and stronger you rise. Transformation through pain is not only possible, it is inevitable for those who refuse to hide. The human spirit is built to overcome. The human mind is built to adapt. The human heart is built to endure. And when you choose to see pain not as an enemy, but as a teacher, you step into a power few ever experience. You discover an unstoppable force within yourself, a force that cannot be shaken by circumstance, a force that cannot be silenced by fear, a force that transforms every obstacle into opportunity, every trial into triumph, and every wound into wisdom. So, I challenge you now. Do not fear the discomfort. Do not avoid the struggle. Do not shrink from the fire of your own awareness. Step into it. Feel it. Let it break you only to rebuild you stronger, sharper, more alive than ever before. Pain is not your punishment. It is your passport. Pain is not your obstacle. It is your opportunity. And when you embrace it fully, without resistance, without hesitation, without excuses, you will emerge transformed, not just stronger, but awakened, not just alive, but unstoppable, not just surviving, but finally, unapologetically, powerfully and brilliantly thriving. Now it is your turn. All the truths, all the lessons, all the fire you have witnessed are not abstract ideas. They are a call, a challenge, a summons to awaken fully, to live deliberately, to embrace the weight of consciousness with courage, clarity, and relentless resolve. Awareness is not a spectator sport. You cannot passively observe your own life and expect transformation. You must step into it. You must dare to be conscious. Every day, countless people drift through life like shadows of themselves, reacting to circumstance, controlled by fear, trapped by habit, unaware of the extraordinary potential lying dormant within them. They fear the discomfort of truth, the burden of choice, the intensity of self-reflection, and yet, it is precisely these things that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. To be awake is to refuse to settle. To be awake is to see life as it truly is, complex, demanding, uncertain, but also brimming with possibility, purpose, and power. Daring to be conscious is not optional. It is essential. It is the difference between a life lived by default and a life lived by design. It is the difference between watching the world happen to you and commanding your own destiny. Every moment you choose awareness, you choose freedom. Every decision to confront fear, every act of self-honesty, every embrace of discomfort is a declaration: I will not be small. I will not be passive. I will be fully alive. The path is not easy. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, when the old patterns rise up, when fear screams louder than your courage. There will be times when you feel the pull to hide, to numb, to escape. This is normal. It is part of the test. But remember this: hesitation, avoidance, and denial are the enemies of greatness. They are the chains that keep you small, and breaking them requires a single unwavering decision. I will face myself. I will face reality. I will act. I will choose. Conscious living demands action. Reflection without application is vanity. Awareness without courage is wasted potential. The moment you truly understand that your life is your responsibility, that your thoughts, choices, and actions are the building blocks of your destiny, you cannot return to passivity. You cannot unsee what you now know. You cannot unfeel the fire that burns within when you recognize your own power. Every decision becomes sacred. Every moment becomes an opportunity. Every challenge becomes fuel. Ask yourself, what is holding you back? Is it fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of your own depth? Those fears are real, yes, but they are also small. They are temporary. And when you act in spite of them, they shrink, they dissolve, they crumble into insignificance. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to act, to grow, to expand, to live fully, even when fear is present. And awareness, true, conscious awareness, is the doorway to that courage. So take the step. The step may be small, a moment of self-reflection, a choice you've been avoiding, a truth you've been denying. The step may be massive, confronting a fear, ending a toxic pattern, committing fully to your purpose. Whatever the step, make it intentional. Make it fearless. Make it yours. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for comfort. Do not wait for a moment when everything is perfection is a myth, and waiting is a trap. The time is now. The opportunity is now. The power is within you now. Dare to face the fire of consciousness. Dare to embrace the weight of responsibility. Dare to confront your shadow. Dare to transform through pain. Dare to choose deliberately, to act intentionally, to live consciously. And in doing so, you will discover something astonishing. Freedom. Freedom not from difficulty, but freedom to navigate it with strength. Freedom not from fear, but freedom to rise above it. Freedom not from life's challenges, but freedom to shape your destiny in full awareness, with full power, and with full presence. The cost of consciousness is high, but the reward is infinite. The pain you feel now, the struggle you endure now, the effort you exert now, they are all investments in the most valuable asset you will ever have, yourself. Step into your power. Step into your awareness. Step into your life with courage, clarity, and unwavering commitment. The world will test you, the mind will resist you, the fear will taunt you, but you are stronger than all of it because you have chosen to be awake. And when you do, when you truly dare to be conscious, something extraordinary happens. Life no longer happens to you. Life unfolds with you at the center, fully alive, fully aware, fully unstoppable. The fire that once hurt you now illuminates your path. The struggle that once threatened to break you now builds you. The awareness that once terrified you now frees you. This is your moment. This is your choice. This is your power. Dare to be conscious and watch your life ignite.